अगर पता चले कि वो बंदा गे है, फ्रॉम द कम्युनिटी से है, तो उसको तो लड़का भी नहीं मिलेगा, कि वही चाइल्ड मोलेस्टेशन.
And we are moving towards it.
Hi, I'm Inder and this is my partner Ashish.
And you're watching us on Pride Lives On with Shlok.
So, I just remembered you had mentioned that adoption also becomes a problem, right? So, if you ever thought of adoption or surrogacy, what kind of, because why is a straight couple allowed to adopt and why are you guys not allowed to adopt? Because do you need to have do you need to be like...
So adoption in itself, like he was mentioning, is it's like a Herculean task, irrespective of whether it's a gay individual, someone from the community, or a cis-het couple. Considering the fact that there are so many kids here in India who are looking for families to love, it is still a major task. Like even a cis-het couple, it's a no. I mean, they really have to do a lot. So imagine them, it's so difficult. For us, it is like a
No.
it's not happening.
Right.
So we did homework. Basically, when we came out to his parents and his dad was like, बच्चा कहाँ से लेके आओगे?
Yeah.
So I said before we go back with the answer, so let's do homework. So surrogacy, it's major chunk you require to that. Like you have to have a good bank balance, तुम उतना खर्चा करो, and then वो सब चीज़ है. And I don't even know it's legal.
Now, yeah, after the surrogacy law, now.
So that is also not.
Had it been done before that was passed, we could have still had babies. But yeah. So then the next best thing was adoption.
So we looked around, we've spoken to a few people, and then we got to know that if a single, like a female wants to adopt a child, it is still easy.
Right.
A straight couple or single lady, but as a single man, forget about community से है. In generally, if somebody wants to adopt a kid, तो एक तो ये हो जाता है कि वो अगर उसको हम लोग लड़की देंगे तो चाइल्ड मोलेस्टेशन. ओके. अगर पता चले कि वो बंदा गे है, फ्रॉम द कम्युनिटी से है, तो उसको तो लड़का भी नहीं मिलेगा, कि वही चाइल्ड मोलेस्टेशन. सो इट इज़ वेरी इजी फॉर देम टू से कि नहीं हो सकता, बिकॉज we can't even say anything because there has both.
I mean, when you kind
what do you
of
say to that?
bring it down, like I would really want to kind of like remove all the layers. Okay, I understand. So, say for example, if it's a man who is trying to adopt a girl child due to child protection laws, you cannot do. Fine. Same applies to us also. When we try and go apply for adoption for a male child, but then you can still drill down. You can have those subsections to it, so that, and I am totally up for it. I mean, I know we have seen cases where children were abused physically, mentally, emotionally, and we don't want that. So obviously protect them, but also kind of give some section of the people from the community who would want to be parents, at least make that provision. Is what I would want.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, I can understand the inhibitions in its most initial sense.
Yeah.
But that could and very well does happen even with giving a child to a straight couple.
Yeah.
And one more thought where it was coming in mind कि making a gay child, I had faced so much of issues. And do I need to get one more child जो उसके कॉलेज में, उसके स्कूल में, उसके सब पेरेंट्स में टॉर्चर किया, इसकी तो गे पेरेंट्स है, तो ये तो डेफिनेटली गे बनने वाला है. दैट इज हिज चॉइस, नो, मतलब यू कांट इवन से कि लाइक हाउ ही वांट्स टू ग्रो अप एंड एवरीथिंग, बट सो डू आई नीड टू गेट वन मोर चाइल्ड टू गो थ्रू दैट टॉर्चर?
I mean, there are two ways to looking at it.
Yeah, I mean, sure, definitely there are.
So now we were thinking from both the sides कि plus and minus.
It's a huge response. You're raising a life.
Yeah.
And but then again, it totally depends how you are doing that.
Right. So are you saying that if two women as a gay couple go, then they can?
Yeah, so we have still not touched base to having same-sex couples or queer
Right.
couples.
Right.
This is all individual. I mean, their
Yeah.
sexuality is nowhere in discussion.
Okay.
If you put that,
Acha, okay, fine.
then so that is the reason, because for us he was very like, I've never told him this, but he was very sweet that okay, I'll take a step back, you be the guardian, you have a child, your legacy of your family is going to go, and we can still co-parent, but on the document and all you can be the single parent.
Oh right, because
least,
that's the only
something like
way
that,
it's
yeah.
allowed. Okay.
And I am a very prude, or a very like, I want to go by the laws, unless, because for me, when he brought up the same question saying that what happens if the child is subjected to bullying, what do you do then? I'm like, first of all, it totally depends how we as parents are bringing up the child, right? And I want the laws to back me up. If the laws are not backing me up, then anybody on the street can bully me, right?
Yeah.
Or my child. So until and unless I don't have I don't want to have a single or a guardianship just by myself, and on paper you have no right or no claim to the child.
Right.
We'll fight for it, we get it, good. If not, maybe the next generation will.
Right.
So that was the idea where we were coming from.
Yeah, because there could be, I mean, God forbid, if one of the, like, the one who is
The actual
the
guardian.
actual guardian passes away or something
Yeah.
like that, then
What do you
what
do?
happens?
Yeah.
Right. If in case
there is no claim.
Yeah, exactly. And sadly, if there is like a bitter divorce or like a separation
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of a
yeah,
thing,
yeah.
and if it's bitter, then one has legally a lot more right.
Yeah.
So to be able to give that up also would, to be like, okay, you know what, I'm trusting you with that much, that even after it, even if in case it gets bitter,
Yeah.
you'll still let me co-parent the child.
Yeah.
Because if you can just pull the rug whenever you want to.
He just said divorce, by the way.
Hmm.
शादी का ही परमिशन नहीं मिल रहा है, डिवोर्स का परमिशन मिलेगा.
No, but when you're talking about it, you have to think of all the
Yeah.
permutation and combination. I mean, it could
for
happen.
sure,
It,
I mean,
and even it will happen.
Yeah.
But the thing is that, again, how you make those small changes in, like how in the, again, I'll take you back to the courtroom. They spoke about how we can have, remove husband and wife and name them spouses. Just kind of take the gender away and spouse, that particular piece works for everybody. Then Solicitor General came up with this argument saying that if something like this happens, now there are laws backing up that okay, if there is a couple and one passes away or there's a divorce or a separation, so he's like, if it's a gay couple and the other law that is backing the whole divorce, separation or passing untimely death or whatever, so they say that okay, if the husband passes away, the child, the wife has the claim or whatever. Now, in our situation, we are both going to be fathers. So who is the wife?
I mean, it's
So that's the whole question. Like when you say that there are these bizarre comments that we get, the biggest question that we get is who is the wife in the relationship?
just call it a parent, no? I mean,
There is no wife.
yeah, exactly. It's a parent.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, I mean,
It's a exactly.
So as soon as
So,
people come to know that we are couple,
Mother father teacher meeting नहीं होता ना, parent teacher
Yeah,
meeting
it is a
होता है.
parent teacher meeting. I
so as
mean,
soon as people get to know that we are couple, the first question randomly will come front. First thing will come out. तुम्हें दोनों वाइफ कौन है? तो जैसे वाइफ फीमेल होती है, हम दोनों में फीमेल कोई भी नहीं है, तो we both are husband.
there is no wife in a gay relationship, in a gay marriage, going to be marriage.
Right.
It will
Either
happen.
husbands or wives. There's no wife and husband together.
Yeah. So, but these questions, like you're bringing it up now, will come up, and we have to think it through as well. I mean, I know where at some points that the lawyers are also making, there is a lot of work to be done,
Yeah.
and we are moving towards it. I can see and I feel that we are moving towards it. maybe the pace is the concern,
Yeah.
but we are moving towards it. So that's why I'm very hopeful. You would be like he's very realistic, but I'm very hopeful that
Right.
way that it will happen, and we will cross the bridge when it comes.
Sure. I mean, definitely the speed is a very important thing, right? Because when you think about it, Section 377 being scrapped just now,
Yeah.
and when you look back into the whole history of it, it was scrapped before, but
Yeah.
it was brought back in 2013, which is just a decade ago, which is nothing. So, do you have this kind of fear that that they will accept same-sex marriage, not be able to handle it, and go back on that decision?
Okay, so maybe the whole going back and forth came because in July in 2009, the Delhi High Court made that judgment,
Right.
and then it came to the Supreme Court.
Okay.
So that is how or which authority is calling it out. So I mean, they overruled the judgment, right? That's what happened. 2009, then 13, and then 18. Eventually, it happened. So it took us 9 years.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's what people say, like learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
So if we are smart enough and we learn from it, why not? I mean, I don't think there is a reason to go back, but there is an effort that is required from the community, from the ally community, from the cis-het community to
Right.
kind of also keep sensitizing, keep talking about it, and making it very organic or very normal, so to say. I mean, yeah, I mean, a lot of people will be like, but yeah. So the more we do that, the more easier it becomes, the more acceptance we will get. That is what I feel.
Fair.
And then about that question you asked about for lesbian couples, is it difficult? So lesbian का एक plus point होता है कि they can conceive the baby. One of them, both of them basically.
Right.
So lots of chances where they do IV and medically
You can
they
get donors
and everything. They get the baby, so it's easy for them to have a baby in their life. But again, the same next line which you said कि दोनों में से कौन parent
the
होगा,
Who's the mother?
किसके जाने के बाद में
Who's
क्या
the
होगा.
father? That's what you asked this time, ना?
Yeah.
आप लोग में husband कौन है?
So that problem comes in their relationship.
Yeah.
So there is a drama. हमको नहीं आ सकता baby तो भी problem, इनको आ सकता तो भी problem.
Yeah, because when that whole argument is made that marriage नहीं होना चाहिए क्योंकि procreation नहीं हो सकता.
Yeah.
So what is? Please respond. I mean, I have a few thoughts in my head, but
I just give you the answer before asking this question. Like
So
maybe हम
if-
नहीं दे सकते हैं,
हाँ.
पर वो lesbian couple तो दे रहा है ना.
हाँ, but
So are you
चलो-
saying no?
yeah, in that sense, yeah. But when let's talk about
Officially.
Yeah, I mean, that is very, it's bullshit. You can't base a fact or you can't say something which is very like, okay, only for a subsection it is applicable and not for everybody else. Like
Right.
if you say, again, stating the facts, if you say that marriage, the baseline of marriage is, first of all, we don't need procreation. Hello, we are crossing China's population count. We don't need procreation,
अरे आप
please.
कोई लोग को पूछो, वो लोग बोलते हैं हम first आ गए अभी.
ऐसा फर्स्ट नहीं आना है. I'm sorry. We have enough. We have enough to do with the procreation that we have. Our grandparents, उनके grandparents have done. Please, sorry, we don't need that. What we need is, first of all, get away with this whole concept of marriage is required or marriage is only done because of to have more babies. No. Plus, if that is what is validating your marriage, there are a lot of cis-het couples. I mean, I can also target them. So there are a lot of cis-het couples who, either by choice or by whatever circumstances, cannot procreate. So are you saying their marriage is invalid?
हाँ, फिर तो ऐसा रूल रखो शादी की तो एक बच्चा करना ही पड़ेगा.
हाँ, तो मतलब फिर 2-3 चाइना हम बना दो. So no, this is bullshit. I mean, it's a full circle now.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I really hope that a lot of people that have that question in their head
Yeah.
really understand this one very basic thing. कि यार ऐसा नहीं है कि तुम शादी कर रहे हो तुमको बच्चा करना ही है.
And especially in a country like India, I mean, look at the population.
So just like procreation, what other arguments do you face when you talk about, like, generally with people who are not very on board with the idea of same-sex marriage? What other bizarre or not bizarre arguments do you face?
Why not to legalize? Same.
So many of them.
I think more than arguments, why not to do that? My focus or our focus is why to do that. Like there is legal acceptance on paper. Apart from that, there are a lot of other benefits, like how it's been said that it's not just a document for us; it's a bouquet of rights, right? So, say insurance for that matter, medical, the health benefits. Like the cis-het couples will get everything on a platter.
Like maybe I don't remember कि if you remember कि किसी ने आपके लिए किया ये set life. Do you remember? किसी ने आके बोला कि आपको ये लाइफ सेट करके दिया जा रहा है. आपको जो बोला जाए आप करे जा रहे हो. पर हम लोग के केस में हमको करवाना पड़ रहा है. Like हर चीज़ में हमको फाइट करनी पड़ रही है. एंड देन अगर हम लोग आज इंस्टाग्राम पे हमारी फोटोज़ डालते हैं तो लोगों ने आके हमको ये बोला तुम इतना हमारे ऑन द फेस क्यों कर रहे हो. एंड हम लोग ने बोला अरे यार अगर हम नहीं करेंगे तुमको पता कैसे चलेगा.
So I was arguing with someone about the Qatar World Cup, and I'm sure you guys know about the whole situation.
Yeah.
So I was, and we have each other on Instagram. So you saw that I was putting up a few posts about it, and one person responded, and it's bizarre, so they said to me that, so they're like, bro, they're not checking people for homosexuality. I was like, what does that mean? कोई metal detector लेके आए हो क्या तुम? मतलब that was literally my response. What do you mean by checking people? No, they're only having a problem if you're being overly gay. And what do you say to that? What do I say? Please tell me, because I'm not a part of the community, right? So I cannot relate to a lot of things, but this is still bizarre to me.
Yeah, I mean,
मतलब ये asking somebody not to be yourself. तुम अपने आप को किसी और के शूज में रख के चलो. Don't be yourself.
Yeah.
So
no. I mean, yeah, but this is actually very bizarre. I mean, for you must be so boggled with. I mean, what do I reply to this?
मतलब मुझे समझ में ही नहीं आया मैं बोलूँ क्या.
It happens.
Like हम लोग को किसी ने ऐसे बोला था कि अरे you guys are very open and your Instagram is very loud, but all my college friends and all, they have too many questions and laugh about and this. But तुम लोग क्यों इतना करते हो? तो एन ऐसे अरे we do it because if we, as I mentioned, अगर हम लोग आके नहीं बोलेंगे तो हमारे आने वाले जनरेशन को हेल्प कैसे होगा. So we are coming out, and because maybe for you it is come from the generation कि तुमको प्लेटर पे मिला है कि पता है कि बड़ा होना है, शादी होगा, बच्चा होगा, तुमको सब कुछ सपोर्ट कर रहा है.
It's all laid out basically.
Even the government, even your family, everybody supporting you. But for us, we are fighting for it. We have to come and talk. We have to show. So he's like, अगर मेरे को भी मेरे फ्रेंड लोग ने ऐसे बोला कि अगर मेरे को वाइफ इज प्रेग्नेंट कि बच्चा होगा तो do you gonna still hang out with those two guys? And he's like, whatever reason he said, yes or no. He's like, अरे पर तेरा बच्चा भी गे बन गया तो. And this I'm talking about this generation kid, not even mom dad wala generation.
Yeah.
So that's the reason we need to sensitize people and tell them,
it's just so childish. You're talking like ऐसे बचपन में हम लोग स्कूल में खेलते थे ना, ऐसे टच कर लिया germs आ गए तेरे ऊपर.
So it's
I wish it would have been such a beautiful place. I wish I'm just for touching people.
Why not?
So maybe this topic sounds like अरे शादी क्या करना है इनको, साथ में तो रह रहे हैं ना, क्या करना है. But us कि what problem we face day to day life. When I was not well and doctor had to tell me कि मेरे को ये problem हुआ है, तो he was asking him to go out. He is not a family member.
And he was also battling COVID at that point in time, and he was in the COVID hospital. So now his family could also not come, like his mom could not come.
Yeah.
So then I
His
had to
brother
tell the
couldn't
doctor
come.
कि he is my partner and whatever you have to say, you have to tell in front of him. He said no, but you are not related. So there are too many things which, like, you know, we have not maybe not spoken about this out,
Yeah.
but we have gone through major shits in this.
But that's chaotic. Like.
And we're talking about Mumbai right now, which is my city. I'm born and brought up here.
Yeah.
And itna open generation, like people have open eyes. We have been
Seen everything.
Seen everything. People have
They
traveled
know.
abroad and been.
Yeah.
It's like these day-to-day activities that you see. But growing up, you know, as an individual, as a couple now also that we're growing old together. So we've kind of learned to also filter somewhere down the line that, okay, this is something which is not good for my peace of mind. So I'm going to filter it right away. But there are times where we know that this needs to be put across, and there is a way to put it across. We can be very nasty. We can be very condescending also. Trust me, you don't want to mess with that. So at times we have to. So depends on who we are talking to. So it goes from individual to individual. Sometimes when you have to put someone to the place, we will do.
Because you're matching their energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you know, okay, ठीक है, ignore करो इसको. So we ignore this. I mean, things like the overly gay, I mean, I would ignore it. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, true.
Okay, I'll settle with gay.
Yeah.
So see, if kids from the community who are seeing us as a couple and who wants to get involved with somebody in their life, they don't want to be single all their life. So वो अगर एक legality मिल जाता है ना, तो उनको वो decide करने में easy हो जाता है कि okay fine, there is some life over there. Because otherwise, when you talk about gays, they first thing they'll think about sex. कि इनका क्या है, बस sex करना है, बाद में भूल जाना है. So they don't know that there is love, there is relationship, there is so many memories together. It's just not what people have in their mind, you know. So maybe when we get a legality to the same-sex marriage, and it will have so many marriages जो सिर्फ नाम के लिए होता है, फिर divorce हो जाता है. Because there are so many kids from the community who's been forced to get married because of उनको लगता है कि हमारे इस being a gay person, there's no life.
Yeah.
So it's better कि mom dad force कर रहे हैं, तो चलो उनको खुश करने के लिए मैं कर लेता हूँ.
I mean, that was actually a thought back then.
So then,
when
so
there was
many-
no hope for companionship.
Mm.
I mean, now kids, they have all the information they have, and with the legal backing, it will be very easy. They'll have their own sets of challenges, no doubt. But that would be different battles that they'll have to fight. So back then, when even in India, when there was no information about gay couples or what is gay, क्या होता है, आज से अगर 20 साल पहले की आप बात करो तो
Everybody was comparing us with transgenders. कि if you're gay, मतलब तुम छक्का हो.
हाँ.
So that was the whole concept. कि मतलब अगर तुमने अपने आप को बोला कि I am different, I am gay, तो तुमको वो जो मूवी में दिखाया गया तुम वो कैरेक्टर हो.
सुरेश
So basically वो बोला गया कि तुम ये हो. But उनको नहीं पता कि इसमें भी categories है. It's not like that कि
diversity and inclusion.
I remember in 2010 when I had given my interview with one of the newspapers, and they said ki, can we use your pictures? I said yes please, because I want you all to use my pictures, because whenever you guys talk about LGBT rights or any issues about gay topic, you have one particular segment to show.
It's like an outline that back then if you would close your eyes, you would actually see who you are talking about. It's an outline that is portrayed and laid out.
Yeah.
But that's not the absolute truth.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
sure.
It's a spectrum. So that is why he emphasized that I want you to show this as well.
Yeah.
That this, like a person like me, is also part of the community.
Absolutely.
Let's not put labels, generalize, put them in a box, put us in a box.
Because
or-
when those days when you used to come out to your friends, you know, Ari, you don't dress up like that, yaar. Ari, you don't wear makeup like that, yaar. So people start comparing, Ari, but listen, I want to be myself and this is what I am. And this is my preferences.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, the whole, oh, you don't seem gay notion needs to go out of the window. pretty
Yeah,
much,
yeah.
Right? Because one doesn't know so many things that, you know, people may seem a particular way and they must be completely different, and there's no need to make assumptions about any of that.
There was one thing which I wanted to ask you, but then cut होके फिर निकल गया about this help of yours. It is so we all talk about pride. It's the Pride Month which is coming up. We have a sense of pride. For us, pride is very important because we met in a pride 11 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So and we say that we are very proud of who we are. But when a person from the community comes out to someone who is not from the community, that is a moment of pride for, I feel, is a moment of pride for the cis-het person, because somewhere deep down you've made someone so comfortable that it is their choice. Coming out is a total choice.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you've made someone comfortable that that person can come and talk to you about it. So you should feel proud.
I guess so. Maybe. I think for the sense I do not want to complete I don't want to feel a complete sense of pride myself, is because when I did a lot of these interviews in my first season of Pride, although I was happy to be overcoming a personality of mine in the past, when Inder or Sushant or Ankit, anyone would tell me, or Neville for that matter, that I used to be called these words. These words I used to say. So I have a long way to go before actually feeling pride. So yeah, I mean that's like a
Which is okay.
Yeah.
Which is okay.
Got me a little yeah. Anyway.
They got you here.
I mean, I guess so. I mean, but still long way. Like long way.
That is the conditioning that had been put into you. I mean,
Yes, I guess.
Yeah.
But you do have to take responsibility of yourself.
now you're doing.
Yeah.
See, even for our parties, when we do events, we sensitize our staffs.
Right.
And lots of bouncers, they are not regular. We keep them hiring, and different faces who comes every
Daily
time.
wages.
So we actually go and tell them. I make sure कि उनको sensitize कर दिया गया होगा, but I still go and tell them कि बाबा listen, maybe तुमने गली में या तुम्हारे एरिया में या तुम्हारे बिल्डिंग्स में उनको काफ़ी सारे नाम से बुलाया होगा, और वही बंदा अगर गलती से तुम्हारे सामने आएगा ना, don't forget कि they are walking a crown in their head. Maybe you will not see their crown, but for them they are entering and they are queens.
Yeah.
So you treat them one. You don't behave like कि अरे ये तो मेरे एरिया में इसको ये नाम से बुलाया था या वो, but you have to give respect because जो तुमने सुना था, जो तुम grow करके आए थे, that's a different thing. Now you have to respect everybody equally.
Right. Absolutely. No, totally. And good you brought that up. So to be very honest, what happened with that, with the help, the whole situation is, I also went into my whole thought of, in a sense, of profiling someone, right? For some reason, I had a feeling that this person is a part of the queer community. So he was talking about marriage or something like that. He had brought something up, and I was like, yeah man, marry who you want, do what you want. I mean, I have so many friends. Like there are guys with guys, there are girls with girls. It's all okay. Then he came out to me. I don't know if I did the right thing by getting that whole profiling aspect or not, but the fact is that it came out good because the person felt comfortable and
that is what matters.
Anyway, I mean, it's a great, good thing that you brought that up again. It's a great way to, end our session, and in a way, I guess it should also tell a lot of people that just because you have you've had a particular thought process till a point of your life does not mean that you should not try to change that, because it's not really that big of a deal, right?
You can always unlearn and relearn.
Yeah, and it's a great feeling, and it's a great feeling to have had this conversation with you. And I'll tell you very honestly, this is coming out very candidly right now from me. This is definitely the best conversation I've had on my complete series. So thank you so much for that. There's a lot that I've learned, and I hope people do too. So I will see you both again.
Yeah, but before you go, we have got something for you and the team.
Oh, okay.
And
It's
this
a
from
sweet
us.
little gesture.
Thank you so much. You always bring me gifts.
And this one I got for your colleagues also.
Hey, nice. Thank you.
A little touch of rainbow.
That's nice. Colleagues and all is definitely great. Mil jayega, but I think my sister will really. Right. Thank you so much, guys. We'll be sporting some of this at the next event, which is on June 3rd.
Yes.
So, yes, let's go.
Celebrate Pride together. Thanks for watching
Please like, share and subscribe
to Radio City.
Radio City.